To start off, we'll first recall whatever we have learned till now. Now, what are plane figures? These are few definitions or few terms which you need to know, which you need to understand. Figures having two dimensions are called plane figures, namely a triangle, a rectangle, a square, etc. So, what are these two dimensions? What do they refer to? The two dimensions refer to the length and the breadth of any figure. Now, when we know what is a plane figure and what are the two dimensions that form a plane figure, then it is obviously necessary that we need to understand what is a perimeter. The sum of the length of all sides of a plane figure is called perimeter. Children, let me repeat. The sum of the length of all sides of a plane figure is called perimeter. Now, perimeter is usually expressed in the units of length. It could be meters or centimeters or yards or kilometers. Okay. Now, what do you actually understand by this? We'll try to understand it in detail with few examples. Now, can you see two figures on the screen, children? These two figures are, one of them is of a blackboard, the other one is of a site in the sense it's a ground. Okay, now they have given the actual measurement of it. There are two dimensions, as I mentioned earlier. This is the length, this is the breadth. Yes, now if I have to find the boundary of this rectangle, then I have to assume myself to be following this path as such. So I have moved from A to B to C to D, again to A. Did you all understand, children? Now, I have the length being specified here. From A to B, it is 2 meters. Okay. Now, if I add all these lengths, I need to get the boundary of it. So, 2 meters plus, what is B to C? What is this distance? It is 1 meter. Then again, I go from C to D. See, both the opposite sides are equal here. Correct? If you observe, AB is equal to CD and AD is equal to BC. So, what I have here is, again I'll have to add 2 meters because I'm passing from C to D. That is totally 2 meters length. And from D to A, which is again 1 meter length, it is 6 meters. Now, if you observe the second figure, there also we have 4 corners. Okay, if I just write down the root again, P to Q, from Q to R, from R to S, and then from S to P. So again, if we calculate the distances which are already given, P to Q, what is the distance, children? It is 6 meters plus 4 meters plus 6 meters plus 4 meters. Correct? Now this comes up to 6 plus 4 plus 6 plus 4 is 20 meters. So this is the perimeter of the site. Therefore, the perimeter of the site is 20 meters. Now, in general sense, if we have to talk, perimeter is like a fence around a shape. Any kind of shape it could be. Now, in this figure, can you identify which is this ground? Yes, it's a football ground, correct? Or if I have to fence this ground as such, then I need to find out the perimeter. So, perimeter is the measure of a distance around a shape or a closed figure. Children, this cannot be possible if it's an open figure. And for a general understanding, we need to have a formula that gives us a ready understanding of how to find the perimeter of a rectangle as such. We observe the previous figure. See, this happens to be the length, correct? This is breadth. Can you just match it, children? 6 meter is length and 4 meters is breadth. Now what do you understand by this? Now if we go back to the general figure, it could be any rectangular figure. Now it is 2 times length plus 2 times width. So perimeter of a rectangle is equal to 2 times length into 2 times breadth or 2 times width. Okay, that means, see here, if you observe, it's a rectangle. So rectangle has both sides, the opposite sides equal, correct? Now here we have PQ is equal to SR. Similarly, we have PS equal to QR. So this becomes the length again, and this becomes the width or breadth. Both are same. Okay. Hence, perimeter of a rectangle is equal to 2 times length plus 2 times breadth. That is 2L plus 2B units. Now from the figure, if we have to understand, children, PQ is one length plus SR is another length. Both are opposite, so they are equal. Plus PS is the breadth plus QR is the breadth. So what is SR? SR is length. We will just name it as L. Then what is RQ? RQ is B. Then what is, we'll just denote it with, since we are not having any particular measurement as such, we will have it named as L and B. Now QP is again L and PS is again B. Now if we just group all similar units, we have L plus B plus B. Correct, children? I am just bringing this B together and L together. That's all. Right? Did you understand? That is how we get this. Now what is L plus L? It is 2L. Correct? Then what is B plus B? Again it is 2B. Understood? Now this can be again, when if I take 2 common, if I just take 2 as common and take it out, then I get it as 2 into L plus B units. Is that clear? I hope all of you understood. Now, perimeter of rectangle is, this is the formula which you need to follow, children. Perimeter of a rectangle is equal to 2 into L plus B units. Shall we move on? Now for another rectilinear figure, which is a square. What is, when we have understood what is, how to find a perimeter of a rectangle, it is actually easier to find perimeter of a square. Very much similar. Now, what is a square? In a square, children, all of you know that all 4 sides are equal. Now, when we know that all 4 sides are equal, then in this figure, if we try to understand, now AB is equal to BC is equal to CD is equal to DA. So what is the path that we follow? A to B to C to D, then again to A. Again, if we observe, since all the sides are equal, so we just add the sides if we assume that all are equal to L. we don't have the exact measurement, so we just give a variable here. So L plus L plus L plus L, or is equal to 4 times L. This is what we are trying to mention it here. Perimeter of the square is equal to perimeter of a square is equal to side plus side plus side plus side, or 4 times into side. Now moving on to another rectilinear figure, or another plane, moving on to another plane figure, perimeter of triangle. How is this calculated? Now it's very easy. What is the definition that we have learnt? If we just go back to the slide where we have learnt the definition, it is just the sum of the length of all sides of a plane figure. Correct? It could be any figure as such. Till now we learnt about rectangle, we even learnt about square. Now if we understand the perimeter of a triangle, here also we will be trying to understand it as the length of all sides of a plane figure, the sum of lengths of all sides of plane figure. So here the triangle has 3 sides. It could be of any measurement. Now this figure might be of an equilateral triangle where all the sides are equal. It is a plane figure, it's a closed figure. So when it is a closed figure, you just have to calculate the sum of all the lengths of all sides of a figure. Perimeter of a triangle is equal to side, that is, if I start with A, then again the same rule goes well with this also. I have to move from A to B, then B to C, then C to A again. Correct? So this will give me L plus L plus L, 3 L units. See, perimeter of any polygon as such is calculated is equal to sum of all the lengths of the sides of any polygon. This sum can be found out by checking out the number of sides the polygon has multiplied by the length of the side, and it is a regular pentagon. 5 sides polygon is nothing but pentagon. So perimeter of a regular pentagon is equal to, we will follow the same formula which we have tried to understand. See, any polygon, now the polygon here is pentagon, so that is equal to number of sides. How many sides does the pentagon have? It is 5. Correct? Multiplied by length of the side. Now we are not given any kind of measurement as such, so we consider it as L itself. So 5 L units is the formula that you have to have for to find the perimeter of a regular pentagon. Similarly, for other figures like other polygons like hexagon, here to find perimeter of a regular hexagon. Children, here I am mentioning the word regular because I don't have a 6-sided polygon which has different sides in it. Regular hexagon or regular polygon in general will have all the sides equal. So here, since it is 6-sided, I have named it as hexagon is equal to, if we have to follow the same rule, then it is 6 L units. Now for some practice problems so that we just implement whatever we have understood. Okay, the first problem. Find the perimeter of a triangle whose sides are 14 centimeters, 16 centimeters and 24 centimeters. Now children, I have just drawn a rough diagram for your understanding. You need to assume that there is a triangle which has three sides, as I have mentioned in the figure. This is just a rough diagram, it is not construction, just for your understanding. Now a perimeter of this triangle, perimeter of a triangle is equal to, what is the general formula that we have understood till now? Sum of perimeter of a triangle is sum of three sides, correct? Now what are the sides? We just give this letter P. So what are the sides that we have here? 14 plus 16 plus 24. So totally it is 54 centimeters. Units, we have written it as units. So this here the unit is centimeters. So perimeter of this triangle is equal to 54 centimeters. Now for the second problem, perimeter of a triangle whose one side is 26 centimeters and the other two sides are 25 centimeters. So here if we observe the figure, we assume that both the sides are equal, that is 25 centimeters, and one side is of 26 centimeters length. So perimeter of this triangle you need to write this general formula to so that you understand it and memorize it all the time, children. What is perimeter of a triangle? Sum of three sides, correct? So what are the three sides given here? Two sides are 25 each, plus the next one is of 26. So the perimeter of this triangle is equal to 76 centimeters. Now for the next problem, find the perimeter of an equilateral triangle whose side is 15 centimeters. Children, equilateral triangle is nothing but a triangle with equal sides. Now this figure is of equilateral triangle, which means that all the three sides are equal and it is equal to 15 centimeters. Okay, now perimeter of a triangle is equal to sum of three sides. Now children, if you observe, all the three sides are equal here. So there are two ways to do it. Sum of all the three sides would be 15 plus 15 plus 15, as we did it earlier. 45 centimeters. So perimeter of an equilateral triangle is equal to 3L, that is 3 into sides, because all the three sides are equal. So 3 into 15, which is also equal to 45 centimeters. Both are equal. Since it is equilateral triangle, we can solve with this formula. Now for the next problem, the perimeter of an equilateral triangle is 12 centimeters. Find the length of each side. Given statement, what is given here? Perimeter of an equilateral triangle is equal to 12 centimeters. Children, observe that you are given the perimeter. You are not asked about the perimeter. You are supposed to find the length. Okay. If this is represented as P is given, you need to find length. Now therefore, what is the formula that we have? Perimeter is equal to 3 into L. Correct? Did you all understand, children? Did you all recall? It's an equilateral triangle, so all the three sides are equal. So the formula to find perimeter is equal to 3 into L. Here we have P given, so L needs to be found out. Therefore, L is equal to P divided by 3. So what is P given? 12 divided by 3. Now what is 12 divided by 3? You can cancel it right here. 3 1 times, 3 4 times. So it is 4 centimeter. Did you all get it, children? Therefore, length or L is equal to 4 centimeters. Now moving on to the next problem. The length and breadth of a rectangular room are 4 meters and 3 meters respectively. Find the perimeter of the room. Now let us start with the given statement. Now, what is it that is given? Length L is equal to 4 meters and breadth B is equal to 3 meters. Now for the next step, see children, there is a rough diagram which you can observe here. This length and breadth might look like this on a figure. So this is a rectangle which has length 4 meters and breadth 3 meters. So we'll have to calculate the perimeter in the step 2. This becomes step 1. And step 2 would be to find the perimeter. Perimeter of the rectangular room is equal to 2L plus 2B units. Correct? Now, what is 2L and 2B? L is 4 meters and B is 3 meters. So, how do we put it? P is the symbol that we use to find the perimeter. Since it's rectangle, we can even note it as PR. Okay? PR is equal to 2 into L. L is 4 plus 2 into 3. B is 3. So 2 into 4 is nothing but 8 plus 2 into 3 is nothing but 6. So 8 plus 6 is 14. So 14 meters is the perimeter of the rectangular room. I hope all of you got it, children. Now moving on to the next problem. A rectangular garden measuring 10 meter long and 8 meter broad is to be fenced 4 times with barbed wire. Find the length of the barbed wire required. Now, first step is to actually list out the given statement, whatever is given. So we are given with the length, that is L is equal to 10 meters and breadth, that is B, equal to 8 meters. Now we'll have a rough diagram drawn. Here this seems to be a rough diagram with length 10 meters and 8 meters breadth. Now for the next step. Step 2 is to find the perimeter. Perimeter of the rectangular garden is equal to, it's the same formula, 2L plus 2B units. P is equal to 2 into L is 10 plus 2 into B is 8. It is in meters, so the units I have mentioned it as meters. So 2 10 times is 20 plus 2 into 8 is 16. This is nothing but 36 meters. So the perimeter, here also we will mention it as rectangular. Perimeter of a rectangular garden is 36 meters. Now we have another part of this question which says we need to find the length of the barbed wire required, and that barbed wire is to be fenced 4 times. Now we have found out the boundary as such. We have found out how much it needs to have a fencing done one time. That is the boundary that we have found out, which is the perimeter. Perimeter is 36 meters and this is only once. But we are asked to find for 4 times. So 4 times the length or the perimeter is what we have to calculate. Now for step 3, so what is the length that is required? So 4 into perimeter is what we need to find out. 4 into perimeter is what we have got, that is 36 meters. Therefore, the answer is 144 meters. So the length of barbed wire required to fence the garden 4 times is equal to 144 meters. I hope all of you have got it, children. There are a few more problems from exercises I've just picked for you to practice. The length of a square playground is 80 meters. Few more problems on finding perimeter of a square. Children, this is a square playground. Okay, for few more, and now for a few more problems on finding perimeter of a square as such. We have learned till now about finding. Now for few more problems on finding perimeter of square. Here's a problem. The length of a square playground is 80 meters. Find its perimeter. So it just involves one step. So we don't have to list out as step 1 and step 2. What is it given? We will write it first. So given is the length of the playground which is equal to 80 meters. Then we need to find the perimeter of this square playground. So perimeter of the playground is equal to, since it's a square, all sides are equal, we take up the formula as 4L units or 4 into L units. This is equal to 4 into 80. The unit here is meters. So 4 into 80 meters, which is 320 meters. Now moving on to a similar one. Here's a figure which is a square with sides 32 centimeters each. So the given is length of the square is 32 centimeters. Then we need to find the perimeter of the square. So perimeter of the square is equal to 4 into L units. Because it's a square, all sides are equal. So 4 into L is nothing but 32, and the unit used here is centimeters. So 4 into 32 is 128 centimeters. So the perimeter of the square, which has the length as 32 centimeters, is equal to 128 centimeters. A square playground measures 75 meters in length. Rita runs 5 times around the playground. Find the total distance covered by her. Children, here the given statement. We have given the length of the playground, correct? Length of the playground is equal to 75 meters. Then number of rounds, who is this? Rita runs. Number of is equal to 5 rounds. Now therefore we need to find the perimeter first. Since it's a square playground, we are finding the perimeter of the square. We need to write the formula first. Since it's a square playground, we will first write down the formula, general formula to find the perimeter of the square, which is equal to 4 into L units. Now finally, to solve perimeter of the playground, perimeter of the playground is equal to 4 into 75 meters is what they have given. So 4 into 75, which is equal to 300 meters. Children, this is the perimeter of the playground. Find the distance. There's another part of the question, if you observe. Find the total distance covered by her, because she has circled it 5 times. She has run all around the playground 5 times. So we need to find how much does she cover. She covers 300 meters in one round. So total distance covered, here Rita covers 300 meters in one round. Correct, children? Now therefore the total distance covered by Rita. Therefore, the total distance covered by Rita is equal to, it is 300 meters into 5 times, correct? So she runs around the playground 5 times, which has a perimeter of 300 meters into 5, which is equal to 1500 meters. So the total distance covered by Rita by circling or by going round a playground of 300 meters perimeter is 1500 meters. I hope all of you have understood the concept, children. Be it any number that is being given, you should be able to do it, because the formula that is used is a standard one, and by applying these formula for either square, rectangle or triangle, you should be able to solve all the problems. Now the next problem, an auditorium measures 80 meters in length and 30 meters in breadth. If the walls of the auditorium have to be decorated with colored buntings 4 times, find the length of buntings required. If the cost of 1 meter of buntings is rupees 15, what is the total cost of the buntings used to decorate the auditorium? The first step would be to write the given data. What is it that is given? Now length L is equal to 80 meters and breadth B is equal to 30 meters. Cost of 1 meter of buntings is given, which is equal to rupees 15. Okay, children. Now these are the given data that is from the problem. Now for step 2, perimeter of the walls of the auditorium, that is, we have denoted it as P, is equal to 2 into L plus B units. Correct, children? Now we have got L and B, so we will just replace L and B with the data what we have got. 2 into L is 80, B is 30 and the unit is meters. Now 2 into 80 plus 30 is 110. This could be even written as 2 into 110 meters. Now 2 into 110 is nothing but 220 meters. Therefore, P is equal to 220 meters. Now for the next step, step 3. What is the next step? They have given us the cost of buntings here. Correct? You need to find the total cost of the buntings being decorated 4 times the auditorium. Okay, is equal to 4 into perimeter. Correct, children? Now this is equal to 4 into 220 meters, because 220 meters is the perimeter. So this is equal to 880 meters. So the total length of buntings required to decorate the walls 4 times is 880 meters. Now for step 4, the cost of 1 meter of buntings is being given, that is rupees 15. So we are supposed to find the cost of 880 meters of buntings. So therefore the cost of 880 meters of buntings is equal to 880 into 15. To have the working done, 880 into 15 is, so it is 13,200 rupees. So with the working, what we have got, we got the answer as 13,200 rupees. So the total cost of having 880 meters of bunting decorated onto an auditorium comes up to 13,200 rupees. Now, with the understanding of the concepts of how to find perimeter of square, rectangle and a triangle, children, will just try to answer few questions from the assignment. These questions are taken from exercises. Now here there are few pictures that are given for you to find out the perimeter of the same. If you observe, you are given the length and breadth. Here it's a square, so both length and breadth are same. All the pictures are squares. Apply the formula, children, and then find the perimeter. Now similarly, here are few pictures which are rectangle, because length is different and breadth is also different. You have to apply different formula for rectangle, different from the square. Apply the formula and substitute it with all the values given here and calculate the perimeter. Now for the third main, we have solved the problems, solved the following. I have solved one of them in this exercise. The others are very much similar to what we have tried or what we have solved in the examples or practice problems. You can try a few more problems on the same concept and have a better understanding of it. You will have the PDF with the